Building the diaspora connection through generational stories can be a powerful way to preserve cultural heritage, foster understanding, and create a sense of belonging. Experiences and perspectives have evolved over time, and the lessons learned from previous generations should be explored and respected. And we can do this in so many different ways.
This is how we are able to understand ourselves deeper. You're talking of Ori. You see, in my language, it's called Ehi. You know, Yoruba is not even too far away from my language too. Among the Igbo people, it's called Chi. Anyway, we will have another room for this because this is talking about God consciousness.
There is no technological innovation that has happened now that has taken us away. Why we are converging on this platform and we are getting stronger day by day is because of the stories we share.
Thank you for checking out this video. I'm Obehi Ewanfo, the host of the African Diaspora Storytelling Series. Every 2 weeks, we meet up on LinkedIn to talk about different ways we can leverage the power of storytelling as people of African descent. Now, this is it. We are uniting the millions of Africans in the diaspora through the power of our story. It does sound like what you are interested in. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends who might need it. Now, back to today's conversation. All right, so the conversation for today, of course, is building the diaspora connection through generational stories. What are even generational stories? Of course, these are already very interesting for me. That is what we are going to be talking about today. And for those of you that are perhaps new to the conversation, this is an integral part of everything that we are doing here. We are looking for how we can use storytelling as a way, as an instrument to connect among ourselves, among the hundreds of millions of African diaspora, and of course also to where we are coming from, which is the motherland. In my place in Esan, it is said that it means that if you take the corn, just the comb of it without the seed around it, that corn is going to be very light. It's not going to be heavy. So what makes the corn really heavy is the corn itself on it. So it means now that what makes us who we are all of us put together, not just one single person or just one giant. No, because the giant, also another way it is said that if you are a tree, you cannot make a forest. There is no way you can make a forest. But when you have other trees around you, then you can make a forest because everything is working together, leveraging the same energy. So if we are talking about storytelling, that is going to be what we are talking about. Not a story of me, but the story of us. All of us are connected in this experience that we are having together. So this is what we are going to be sharing today. Since Dr. Matsia, you are the one that came last, we will pass the mic to you first. Please tell the people who you are and then your first take on the conversation. Please go ahead, sister.
Good afternoon, good night, good evening, good morning, depending on where you're listening from. I am presently speaking from Jamaica. We are celebrating Ash Wednesday today, and it's Valentine's Day across the world. And so I want to say Happy Valentine's Day to each person, and I want to say show some kindness and compassion to those you meet today. I know that we should be doing it every day, but since it is the spirit is today, and everyone is in that mindset, let us capitalize on it. And so you want to show appreciation to those who you meet today and those who you have neglected in your family and yourself. Most of all, you want to show some love to yourself. I am Dr. Marcia Thomas. I am a certified practicing Christian leadership consultant, coach, and trainer. I am also a motivational speaker and an author. And I believe that stories let us look into our lives and let others see us through our eyes, because we tell our own stories, and it is our right and our privilege to tell our own stories, because it is the only way that it can be authentic, and it is the truest representation of us when we interpret and give meaning to our lives through our stories. Generational stories for me are very important, because it is the glue that holds generations together. The generational stories are important for individuals, for families, for communities, for societies, and for you, each person on this group today, because it is an understanding of the type of wisdom and knowledge that comprise the DNA of our lives and our life scripts. And we must not ignore these stories, because these stories give us presence and give us the being that we express as humanity, and gives us relevance and significance. I'll just stop there for the time being, and thank you, Obi, for having me again, and saying hello to Author Olatunje, Gloria, and all those in the audience. Have a great day as we continue this discussion that is so practical and so timely and so important for us to connect.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Matia. When we talk of generational story, we are talking of passing down those memories that we have inherited from other people that have been here before us. And we could use that to connect ourselves. And that is really very powerful. In that now we can have a cord, we can have a link that should never break, so that everybody is tied to it. That is what we are talking about here. The story of where we are coming from, the story of what ties us together, the story of our experiences, the story of our joy. Why not? Also the story of our pain. Because life is not just about joy, laughing all the time. Sometimes we cry too. So this way I think the whole thing is tying around today. And I feel it's going to be very interesting for us as we move on. All right, I pass the mic to Gloria. So this is your turn to share with the people, tell them who you are and what is your first take in this conversation. Please go, sister.
Thank you, Brother Obehi. Greetings, assalamu alaikum to everybody here. I like to start by just, offering a little special greeting in my tradition. Excuse me. And it'll be in my language, Yoruba. Oluwa ọba àwọn ọba Mojuba. Mojuba àwọn yèyé àti bàbá wa. Mojuba àwọn egungun wa. This is just a greeting to honor our elders, our mothers and fathers, the divine, the higher power, and respect and homage to our ancestors. So alafia and greetings to everybody once again. My name is Gloria Tinu Gumbadejo, and I am an ordained minister, a psychotherapist, writer, ancestral healing coach. I support African women ministers who like to add spirituality to their ministry in particular, and others in the diaspora. Generally, I support them to reconnect culturally, spiritual connection, emotional, psychological, intergenerational healing, strengthening their identity, bringing harmony and balance to their lives through ancestral healing, and reclaiming our traditions, looking back to our elders for uh, advice, for guidance, for wisdom, direction, and instruction and protection in these challenging times we live in. So, our topic today, wow, another big one. How do you build the diaspora through generational stories? Building the diaspora connection through generational stories can be a powerful way to preserve cultural heritage, foster understanding, and create a sense of belonging. Experiences and perspectives have evolved over time, and the lessons learned from previous generations should be explored and respected. And we can do this in so many different ways. Intergenerational conversations are so important and fosters deep appreciation when done respectively. I remember my mom used to say back in the day, we did this, or back in the day, we didn't do this or that. And I used to tell myself, I used to feel irritated